do some yoga on the back of the Tesla. Feels good. Welcome back, Mavericks. Tonight, we're not just going to talk about what you do on the bike. We're going to talk about what you need to do off the bike. Specifically, I put together what I consider to be the 5 best, most mobile, easy to do anywhere stretches that help you as a cyclist. You can do them at home, you can do them at work, you can do them standing in line at Home Depot, you can do them on the road while you're traveling. Doesn't matter, they're super portable. Hotel rooms, home, doesn't matter. These 5 stretches are my go-to stretches, and I wanted to share them with you to keep you limber both on and off the bike, give you more endurance, help you go longer, and enjoy your rides more. And if you like the content you see here on our channel, please hit like and subscribe to make sure we can share bike love around the world. And consider becoming a Patreon. It allows you to not only get access to cool stuff and extra content that you can't get on the regular channel, but helps support us so we can continue to bring you great content. And this podcast is in no way sponsored by this, Neshama by Covenant Wines. Neshama is my favorite of their wines. It's an amazing full-bodied red. You should check them out. They're in Lodi, California. It's Covenant Wines. And they don't sponsor the channel, but they sure do sponsor my happiness. So just remember, folks, when you're getting into these moves, be smart, consult your doctor, maybe get a decent yoga instructor like the one you're about to meet. I can't patch stupid, so if you hurt yourself, I'm not responsible. Take your time, learn how to do it properly, work your way into it. What you're about to see has taken me 2 years. So keep that in mind. All right, say hi, Danielle.
Hi, I'm Danielle. I'm certified in alignment-based therapeutic fitness yoga. I've been practicing yoga since 2012 and teaching for 6 years and working with the wonderful Rob for 2 years?
Yeah.
About 2 years?
Yep, about 2 years.
Yeah, so he's going to show you some of his favorite moves today.
I'll put a link in the description below for her podcast, and you can go follow her. She's fantastic and really helpful. She's going to be my guest today, helping me demonstrate these moves for what to do for yoga and general stretching as a cyclist. All right, let's get to it. These first 5 are things you can do anywhere. Work, travel, hotel rooms, wherever. So here we go. First one's just forward fold. Feet are hip distance apart, arms crossed, and you're just gonna hang.
This is working his hamstrings. It is stretching his lower back. If you'd like to get a little deeper into the hamstrings, he can bend one leg and straighten the others, allowing it to lengthen through the lumbar spine. This is help lengthening so that his hamstrings are getting longer, and he is also engaging his quads, which are the front of the legs. Do you feel it in your calves at all?
Yeah, everything actually. And
yeah.
As a cyclist, this is huge because the places I get the tightest are obviously the lower back, the IT bands, the sciatica, basically everything here. And all the way down to the back of the ankle. So you're going to want to do this stretch a lot. I do it constantly, like all the time. Day at work, at home when I'm making dinner. It's fantastic, and it's really, really helpful to just feel the stretch. Immediately getting out of bed, doing the forward fold. You know, in the morning, I practically can't go this far because I'm so tight. And then after a few minutes, everything's better, and you're starting to stretch. And I can actually feel my spine separate when I'm letting gravity just kind of pull it and everything starts relaxing. So it's super helpful. All right, so the next one is the quad stretch. Another thing always tight on me as a cyclist, and probably you too, are the quads. And as you build them up over time, put a lot of miles on your legs, they get tighter and tighter and tighter. And I can tell you, Danielle can attest, when we started doing the quad stretch on the wall, I couldn't come anywhere near folding my leg. And now I can go right up against the wall. So just start simple if you haven't done this a lot before. With your ankle, you're going to try and pull the leg backwards, keep it even, not out here or any of that stuff, while keeping yourself balanced. If you need to hold on to something, that's totally fine. It's not a problem. Just make sure you get that quad good and stretched, and give yourself, 30 count or whatever, switch sides, not a problem. Just make sure you're stretching the quad, and you can arch as you start to fall over. You can arch your back a little bit to try and get the ankle to the butt, and then you get the stretch on the leg. When you get more adept, you can use things like the wall. So I did this at Lowe's when I was waiting in line a week ago when I was really tight. So you're just going to put your leg up against the wall, flat, and just get your back against and butt against the wall as much as possible. This can be done on the ground as well. If you want to start simple, or you're doing this at work, for example, you can do it against the wall, or you can do it against your desk. I do it in the kitchen, I do it at work. All right, so it's not only good for your quads, it's good for your hip flexors as well. And again, as a cyclist, the things that get tighter right through here where you're doing all the motion and all the work. All right, so if you have accessibility problems, you can use the kitchen, counter, or your desk at work to be able to rest your ankle against the lip and lean backwards as you see here. All right, so next, something you can absolutely do at work, but also at home, seated pigeon or cross leg stretch. So I'm going to demonstrate while Danielle talks through what it's stretching. Just ankle over the opposite knee. In my case, I actually lean forward and grab from underneath and just kind of gently pull myself against the leg, while raising the right and lowering the left is another option.
Just in case you didn't notice, he starts with his feet hip distance apart, and then when he crossed over his foot, he flexed it here to protect his knee before pushing down. You might not be able to go this deep initially. What he is stretching here is his left piriformis. So he's stretching all of his glute muscles that are lengthening through the piriformis. As they get tighter, they can kind of start to pull on your lower back, and it's stretching the sciatic nerve, which connects from the lower back to behind the knee primarily, but it actually stretches all the way behind your foot.
If you don't stretch, you start having knee problems, which aren't actually the knee. They're the lack of flexibility in your muscles. All right, so the next two are for the upper body, where we're going to be trying to make sure we're keeping things stretched. When you're hunched over on the bike, you get a lot of tension in the neck, or can if you don't stretch yourself over time. So we're going to do a very simple baseball stretch. Again, another thing, he is very mobile, you can do anywhere. Danielle will demonstrate while I talk through what it's doing. So essentially, she's reaching over her shoulder, pushing with the elbow, or grasping if you have good flexibility already from underneath to be able to stretch. And you're working through here because all this gets tight from the traps and the deltoids. My shoulders especially get super tight from riding, and it's really, really important to be able to keep that stuff flexible. So you just, very simple, try and just push from the elbow, again, keeping your back as straight as possible. You don't want to be hunched over in any kind of way. Keep your head up, and then switch sides. Very simple, very easy. And then across the body as well, working on the shoulders, trying to keep them flexible. And so on the bike, it's really important to keep these things flexible so you don't tighten up. All right, so the next one for the upper body is just a simple neck stretch. With one arm down, you're going to grip yourself on the skull from the other side and just give yourself a gentle pull. And what you're working through here is your trapezius muscles. And you just switch sides, give yourself like a 5 count. You can do that 3 times on each side, just alternating, keeping it real simple, giving yourself a nice simple stretch, and you can feel that all the way down the traps. And then forward with both hands, gently. Count yourself to 5, you're stretching all through here, and then when you come up, shoulders out, breathe in. Nice big breath, and then down again on the out. Try and keep your back straight, and just bend the neck, and you can feel it all through here, down to about the middle of your back. You get a lot of tension up here riding, so it's really important to keep yourself flexible on the top as well. All right, so that's it for this episode of the Maverick Podcast. When you're on the bike, enjoy yourself. When you get off the bike, do these things to make sure you remain flexible and healthy. Special thanks to Danielle, who came along and helped me put this together, so you're not just learning from a Luddite, but from a pro. Thanks, Danielle. And special thanks to my youngest daughter, who's doing the filming here for this episode as well. All right, that's it. So come on, let's ride. And don't forget to pick up your SCHWAG from this episode or any of our episodes at the Maverick Store.